Hello and a very warm welcome to Meghan and Harry News YouTube channel. Hi, I'm Alex and I hope all is well with you. Harry was right. That is the name of a very in-depth article and opinion piece in the New York Times. Prince Harry is right and it's not just a matter of royal gossip. So this is the wind of change coming in. The Netflix documentary, the book, the interviews, the very obvious toxic and biased coverage by much of the mainstream media, the silence from the royal family, all of this now creating a turning of the tide, and this article is a very good example of that. What I think is very correct, and what I touched on in an earlier video this week, is how the tabloids, who of course have a negative campaign against Meghan and Harry in order to diminish their popularity, along with that they try and tie in other subjects and agendas, they use them. It says here, the tabloids whip up hatred, spreading lies, including on issues far more consequential than a royal romance, is a specialty of Britain's atrocious but politically influential tabloids. The writer of the article states she has no interest in royal family gossip or celebrity gossip, but says that Harry's book Spare and the documentary point to a very serious issue. She says that Harry has made credible, even documented claims that his own family refused to stand up against the ugly, sustained attacks against Meghan. In other words, it appears that Britain's most revered institution, funded by tens of millions in taxpayer funds annually, plays ball with one of its most revolting institutions. She says tens of millions. It needs to be noted that Forbes have stated that the royal family are worth more than 80 billion in total. She then goes on to say, at the very least it seems clear by now where some senior members of the royal family position themselves in all this. She also talks about the Christmas lunch that Jeremy Clarkson and Piers Morgan attended with Camilla, and she points out some extra connections. She says Clarkson has prior ties to Camilla. His farm was featured in an edition of Country Life magazine that she guest edited just days after the Christmas lunch. She points out Piers Morgan's sycophantic commentary about Camilla. It states, as for Morgan, he has called Camilla a class act. More than a decade ago, when many in Britain were still resistant to her becoming a queen consort because of her adulterous affair with Charles, Morgan wrote in his Daily Mail column, I can't actually think of a single other woman in the world better suited or more suitably experienced to be queen. She then goes on to state that Clarkson and Morgan are just two players in a swamp of commentators and tabloids that are intimately tied to the royals they cover. This is very true and goes much further than even this person understands. There are hundreds of social media accounts, YouTube channels set up, I believe, all to peddle anti-Meghan and Harry gossip and negative stories. You also need to remember the army of Instagram bots that took over Meghan and Harry's Sussex royal account, an organised media attack with the comments on their post, which has also been shown through various articles. She then goes on to document all the famous biased and twisted stories that tabloids have put out, using the avocado story, the Meghan and Kate pregnant comparison stories, and more clearly showing the double standards in reporting. It continues, Harry has said that he pleaded with his family to publicly condemn this ugly campaign, but instead Harry says in his book Spare, the couple were ordered to remain silent after even against outright lies. So you know they were ordered to say nothing in the face of lies, but when it is other members of the family, that is okay for them to intervene, as in this example. It states, when a plastic surgeon claimed on his Instagram account that Harry's sister-in-law Kate was receiving Botox, Kensington Palace officials issued an official condemnation and denial. They reportedly got at least one tabloid to take down a story claiming Kate was wearing hair extensions. William and Kate issued a strong statement and threatened legal action against the magazine Tatler after it called Kate perilously thin. Swaths of passages the palace had reportedly objected to were deleted from the story. So as you can see, they can intervene when they want to, but not when it is for Meghan and Harry. And these negative articles about Kate and William are like needles in a haystack. They very rarely appear. but with Meghan and Harry there are dozens of them on a daily basis. The article then goes on to talk extensively about the royal family leaking and planting stories and how they have been doing this for years, and how this is done through royal reporters saying it is from anonymous insiders, etc. This article also talks about the media spreading lies about Brexit and the damaging consequences. It states here, the way the tabloids can spread unhinged claims, generating a sense of urgent threat to create a social frenzy, can be used for targets other than a stray royal. The article ends with, "My impression from his memoir is that Harry wants to make a crusade of applying sunlight to corrupt media practices and his family's participation in them. If he succeeds in fighting the vile forces that he feels contributed to his mother's death and imperiled his newfound love, he might bring a greater sense of decency in Britain and maybe even curtail the power of the worst practices in media. Good luck to him." So this is a very interesting article. This article would not exist if it wasn't for the documentary and the book, which have put these issues in the spotlight and are getting more people to talk about them, and how it's not just affecting Harry and Meghan, but that it affects all of us to a certain degree. So yes, Harry was right. Please leave your opinion in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.